Hi, Bother Brigade. Here's what's bothering me today. I am kind of bothered by St. Patrick's Day, but this isn't going to be the rant I'm sure a lot of you are thinking it is. So, St. Patty's Day, where everyone basically gets rip-roaring drunk, and everyone decides that they're a little bit Irish today, and we see all this stuff come out, right? Like, everyone wears green, there's green milkshakes, and green beer, and green food, and people just, wave Irish flags all around. And people who normally are very quiet about their heritage suddenly light up because, yeah, I'm Irish. And, it's just a big fun party, right? And there's nothing terribly wrong with that. But what bothers me about everything, right, is how it's all kind of this superficialness. Right, like, St. Patrick drove out the snakes from Ireland. We're singing Danny Boy, and it's all about shamrocks and green and like, leprechauns, right? And Guinness. You got to have a pint of Guinness on St. Patty's Day, am I right? And like, okay, but let's talk actually for one hot second. If this is all about celebrating the Irish, I want to talk about some stuff that the Irish have actually done and things that they should rightly be celebrated for. And if we're going to celebrate the idea of being Irish, then let's actually call attention to that and honor it for what it is. Let's honor and respect and admire the Irish politicians, either in the European Parliament or in the Dáil, who say that, it's absolutely unconscionable for Europe to be treating some refugees very well, such as the millions of Ukrainians. Like, yes, let's welcome them in with open arms. But the 2 million fleeing war, death, and violence in Syria, how that's somehow a different story? Absolutely not. Let's also talk about a great many people from Ireland celebrating and showing solidarity with the Palestinians, because on some level, they understand. Let's talk about the Irish in the past who continue to this day to honor certain indigenous First Nations by, still paying homage to the fact that those indigenous people supported them during their Irish famine when no one else would. The discrimination that a lot of Irish people faced when they were first immigrants, and how a lot of people to this day continue to try and carry on that legacy rather than being like, now we finally made it, so screw you immigrants. But they point out that racism is a hell of a drug and needs to be fought back against. Let's also honor the Irish people who, again, try and keep all this in mind and still find ways to be very funny, charming, delightful, talented people. I'm so tired of St. Patty's Day being the same, handful of stereotypes and traditions, and it's all about being Irish without a celebration of what a lot of Irish people have done in the past and continue to do to this day, and stand up for what is good, right, and just in the world. If you're Irish, you should absolutely be proud of this. But unfortunately, we don't see or hear much about this on this arguably the day where everyone knows about the Irish and this one special holiday. But we don't make that connection with the other various actions in the history of Ireland and how it all culminates in today's world. And unfortunately, and I know I've said that word a lot, but unfortunately, it's not really going to change anytime soon. But really, that's why I wanted to make this, because having, worked overseas and been friends with some Irish people, whether they're from Northern Ireland or the Republic of Ireland, I've met some really great people from that beautiful Emerald Isle. And I see a lot of them trying to do the good work and show solidarity with people hard done by in the current world. And they've also done this in the past, and they've shown gratitude for those who've helped them in the past. But we don't see or hear about that on this day when everyone's celebrating being Irish and celebrating the Irish and their spirit, etc. And so I want to challenge that today. I want to remind people that it's more than just stereotypes, that there was very real suffering in the past, and that this informs the worldview of a lot of Irish people to this day, and why they continue to fight back against what they see as injustice and tyranny elsewhere around the world, and why they call for better treatment of Palestinians and refugees. It is absolutely something that should be celebrated on this day, but it's not, and that's what's bothering me today. Happy St. Patty's Day.